Hi there, this is Solitary Rowan from Solitary Rowan Films, and welcome to a haul video. I don't do these very often for obvious reasons, but I thought I would just show you what happens when sometimes I go outside. I went to CEX to sell some Blu-rays. And with the money I made from there, I went across the road to Fopp in Glasgow and got the following films for essentially £25. Now obviously when you go to CEX you don't get anything close to what you paid for the films, but most of those were upgrades from Blu-ray that I'd got the 4K. But it helps you rationalise it to think that I got these new films for essentially £25, forgetting the money that you originally paid for the Blu-rays that you then sold in CEX. But that destroys the narrative of, in real terms, this little pile only cost me £25. But really the other reason for doing the video is Fopp are having a sale on third window and second run titles, and I'm assuming HMV will as well, considering they're owned by the same company. So second sight and third window, they're selling them for a tenner each, which is just too good to pass up. So sometimes going outside has its benefits. I mean, I wouldn't recommend it to anybody, but sometimes if you go outside you can actually get some deals. Unfortunately I'm going to have to go outside tomorrow as well, and I might accidentally go back because they do have a lot of second runs for a tenner, and I know lots of second runs are blind buys, but second run, especially and third window, have a certain level of quality that you know you're going to get, and obviously sometimes it exceeds that and there's some absolute masterpieces in their line. So second run and third window for a tenner, I mean what do you get for a tenner nowadays apart from second run and third window on sale in Fopp and HMV? And the other thing to mention as far as the channel is concerned is I am putting where I live up for sale. So I will be moving somewhere else. It's not as dramatic as Daisuke Beppu moving from Tokyo to LA. But I will be moving, so the number of videos that I'll be putting up in the next month or so, or 6 weeks or whatever, how long it takes, might be a little bit more sporadic than I try and do. But we'll see what happens. I'll try and keep producing random reviews, etc., until they drag the webcam from my cold dead hands. So back to the haul. You'll have to forgive me if I haven't put a thumbnail of me looking amazed that I found a Blu-ray in a shop. But the first item is actually a DVD. Gadzooks. It's actually a DVD, and it's of the new Hellraiser, because with the exception of bootlegs on eBay, this isn't actually available in Blu-ray as far as I'm aware. And I'm a Hellraiser completist, and I'm looking forward to actually seeing a female Pinhead, because in the Hellbound Heart, the novella that Hellraiser is based on, the lead Cenobite was a female in the first place. Pinhead was just one of the Cenobites, who obviously wasn't called Pinhead in the novella. So I'm looking forward to seeing this. Obviously the bar is quite low for Hellraiser sequels. You know, this is a reimagining, obviously. But the bar's quite low for the last 5 Hellraiser sequels. I can't even say it. But I'm looking forward to checking that out. I recently saw an online list, which is always dangerous, of the 50 best Japanese films of the 21st century. And this animated film in this corner of the world was part of it, about a young girl in 1944 Japan. This is actually a Blu-ray and a DVD combo, so if you're which is quite interesting. They do still make DVD and Blu-ray combo packs. So I'm looking forward to checking this out. I don't have a lot of Japanese anime. I've only got one Studio Ghibli film, The Red Turtle. But I'm interested to check this out, and again, this was pretty cheap as well. Again, all of this only cost me £25. And then the most expensive item was Enos Men by Mark Jenkin. I know Chris Mohan and Carl over at Into the Blue were blown away by this. You'd almost also be blown away by the special features, which has got a commentary with Mark Kermode, and there's a conversation with Mark Kermode and Mark Jenkin. There's an 86-minute discussion about sound. There's a 61-minute film, The Children's Foundation, that shared many of the Cornwall locations with Enos Men, which made an impression on Mark Jenkin. There's a 6-minute piece on the soundtrack. There's a 90-minute piece with Mark Jenkin, and he talks about his filmmaking process. There's also a 1938 film, The Duchy of Cornwall, which is just shows parts of Cornwall. So as with lots of BFI releases, this is absolutely stacked. But looking forward to seeing this one as well. It's been highly recommended. So I thought, seeing I was out in the world, I would just pick it up anyway. Oops. Again, this is a Blu-ray and DVD, and it's also got a special edition booklet that will fall out of the case if you tip it too far, which is a nice special feature. So that's Enos Men. Looking forward to checking that out. So now we get to the second run and third window. I actually thought I bought more second runs for a tenner, but I actually only bought 2. The rest was third window. Again, this was all just £25. So the first one was My 20th Century. So for example, I think on Amazon this is $16.99 currently. So this was for a cool tenner. Again, I think Chris Mohan talks in glowing terms of this one. I have the other film by Ildiko Enidi, which was very good as well, but at the moment I can't actually remember what it's called. So looking forward to My 20th Century. And I got Distant Journey as well, which is a Holocaust film, to cheer myself up. But as I say, I might accidentally find my way back, because there's more second run titles as they're having a clearance for some reason. That's why they're a tenner. So now a little pile of third window. So I picked up Beyond the Infinite 2 Minutes, and by the same filmmakers, Summertime Machine Blues, from Makoto Ida and Yuro Kikaku. So those 2 films, which just make a nice double bill. And then I was pleased to see this one, because I have been looking for this one, but it's usually about £18. This is an Oda, 10,000 Nights in the Jungle, about a Japanese soldier who obviously doesn't realise the war's over. And again, this was £10. So again, if you're near a Fopp or HMV, I don't know whether HMV online are doing the same thing with second run. I'll have to actually check that. Second run and third window. But to get third window titles for a tenner as well, because again, they are of a certain quality. Now usually I do get my third window from Terracotta to support them, but again, Third Window for a tenner is just too good to pass up, to be honest. Then we have The Taste of Tea. This is another Ishe. This is Katsuhito. That's not his real name. Ishe, The Taste of Tea. And then finally, again, another one that I've been thinking about for a while, but again, it's usually about £18, and this is for a tenner. This is Fish Story, which is kind of takes place in 3 different time periods. So again, Third Window and second run, you know they're going to be of a certain quality. It's really whether, if you're that way inclined, whether you're going to like them or whether you're going to absolutely love them. That's pretty much where they're at. I haven't been disappointed with too many Third Window and second run films. So for example, that Fopp had a bunch of Sion Sono, who I still haven't really discovered. I've only seen Cold Fish, which did leave me a little bit cold, to be honest. I've got Love Exposure in the backlog to watch. So if I was that way inclined, I could pick up another 4 Sion Sonos for a tenner each. But if you like Third Window titles and second run titles, and as I say, if you have a local Fopp, I'll maybe check online HMV to see if they're doing the same promotion. You could do worse than spend a few tenners buying Third Window and second run titles. So thanks very much for watching this unusual this unusual video of a haul, or what happens when you go outside. Even the thought gives me shivers. So thanks very much for watching. Please let me know what Third Window and second run titles I should be buying for a tenner, and hopefully you'll join me again for more videos, but they probably won't be haul videos. This is Solitary Ronin from Solitary Ronin Films, recovering from being outside and saying farewell.